Spoiler One Piece 1012. Sanji goes with Zoro, Momonosuke's Kenbunshoku Haki, Nami vs Ulti. Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Shounen. Like at the end of a certain video last week, I showed off my uncle working in Shounen Jump magazine, and yet everyone told me I was lying. Although it is true that I really cut the wind, spiritual matters are no joke. I almost said that there were still stories this week, but my uncle told me not to reveal the ferry, so I had to break the steering wheel, or else I would not trust me from next time. And today, I brought the One Piece chapter 1012 spoiler to you guys. Although Japan is in Golden Week, so this week or next week we'll have a week off. If chapter 1012 airs this week, we won't have a story next week, but there is a possibility that a spoiler will be revealed first, and the story will still be released according to the original schedule. Although it is not clear whether there will be a story this week, but I believe that just a spoiler is enough for everyone to temporarily satisfy the One Piece hunger. Because the developments on Oni Island are getting more and more unpredictable, Big Mom recently defeated Page 1, right in front of his sister. Needless to say, she knew how Ulti would act. She was annoyed to stand still, ignoring her brother abuser. If Ulti really does, Big Mom will double kill, and the Big Kai alliance will also officially shatter. Whether that really happened or not, we will know right away in this latest chapter 1012. In addition, a few characters who are diving quite deep are also coming back. Reading the title you must also see, it is our Sanji. Sanji, along with Momonosuke, and also Nine Red Scabbards, are all featured in this chapter. As for the details, please watch the video, for the hottest information about the One Piece 1012 spoiler. The title of this chapter roughly translates as Vortex, because the details in the new chapter appear very quickly, in many different places. Since Oda is still setting up the layout, all matches are still temporary, it is not possible to know who will be each other's opponents. The whirlpool, as I understand it, is a whirlwind of the fighting, hatred. And it also swirled from the lowest floor to the top floor of the castle. Because many characters are also present, this chapter seems to be passing quickly, quite short, because there is no specific content. To better understand, invite you to the detailed content. 1. The Nine Red Scabbards share in action. At the beginning of this chapter, is what I predicted from the 1009 chapter analysis, as well as the video that aired 2 days ago. The red blossoms all reappear, with the exception of Inu and Reizo, as they are busy fighting Jack and Fukuro Kyuju. The rest, Kinnaman's group were still on their way to find Momonosuke, after having defeated Orokai. The number one goal right now, was to keep Momonosuke safe, even though it was also extremely safe, by hiding in Yamato's shirt. However, the Nine Red Scabbards do not know that, even if now that Bao Huang announces that the kid is with Yamato, he calls her the lack of master, they must be afraid of breaking the secret, when their princess lies in the hands of Kaido's children. But Bao Huang has not let Kowloon Bao know about this, they are just worried that Shinobu is not Kanjuro's rival. At this moment, Kiku suddenly spoke up, volunteering to go after Kanjuro. He was desperate to redeem his mistake. In the past, it was Kiku who first stepped in to deal with Kanjuro, when he had words that insulted Odin, as well as the Kojiki clan. However, only because of his own weakness, Kiku could not bear to kill the one who was born to him, which led to a disaster for Ashura-daji. When Ashura took the blast to save his comrades, Kiku must be the one who regretted the most. If unfortunately he, or Momonosuke had any fate, I think Kiku would also perform seppuku to atone for his sins. Because of that, Izo, although he is worried about his brother, because Kiku has now lost one hand, but he still cannot stop Kiku. I understand my brother is desperate to correct his mistake, so we'll have a rematch between the Snow Kikuno-ho, and the traitor Kanjuro in the future. This time will definitely be a thorough liquidation of the Guardian, without any kindness for him anymore. Kanjuro had no chance to turn his head, he was forced to die before the crime ended. Next, it was Nekomamushi's turn to take action, and on the way he met Shishilian's group, who, after taking down all of the soldiers to help Luffy, rested and went downstairs. Shishilian had heard of Pedro's story, probably told by Carrot, but I think Shishilian only knew recently, as proof that Nekomamushi did not know anything. Only the Sanji rescue team knew about that, the rest of the Mink clan came to Wano first, they just met. So I still can't figure out how Shishilian knew Perospero was Pedro's killer, as well as how he was present in Devil's Castle. He tells Nico about Pedro died on Cake Island, because they were also on the way to avenge Pedro, so by the way, the Cat King knew. At that time, Nekomamushi knew that his most trusted subordinate had died. He did not even know who Perospero was, so I told him who had told Shishilian this story. But temporarily ignoring that matter, once he knew who the villain was, he was also present on Oni Island, so he decided to search. By the way, perhaps the warriors of the Mink clan did not know that Perospero was in the music hall, but only knew he was on the island. If they learned that Perospero had just beaten Wanda and Carrot, the debt would pile up. So another new matchup appeared, with two names Nekomamushi and Perospero. This chapter is truly a spiral of hatred. Inu, Reizo both stay to settle the old debt. In chapter 1012, it's Kiku's turn to find Kanjuro to do the math, and Nico also split the group, entrust Momonosuke to the Kinemon, and I brought the Mink warriors, to avenge Pedro. 2. Momonosuke's Kenbunshoku Haki. After the 9 Red Scabbards, it was Momonosuke's turn to appear, seemingly still in Yamato's shirt. Where they go is not clear. For the time being Yamato and Shinobu just wanted to bring the lewd dragon away and escape from the pursuit of the beast pirates. Although she promised to protect Momonosuke, Yamato became impatient, and in chapter 1008 she said that she wanted to go to the top of the skull, with Luffy to bring Kaido down. Unfortunately, Lu handed the boy over to her. Perhaps in the new chapter, Yamato continued to ask Momonosuke about Luffy's situation. Because also in chapter 1008, the boy accidentally said, Luffy is ragged, but his spirit is still burning like that. Shinobu was startled at that moment, when he knew that everything was going on at the top of his skull, like it was there. Although he did not fully understand, Yamato probably continued to ask about Luffy's situation. The boy immediately replied, there are only two voices on the roof of the castle, referring to Luffy and Kaido. At this point, it didn't seem like Momonosuke was affiliated with Kaido, some sort of shared vision or something, but when he heard two voices, it was more like Haki's power. Like Kaido, after hitting Hawkeye with Big Mom, he said I can still feel their voices. Kaido used Haki, but Momonosuke heard two voices again, meaning he was also using Kenbunshoku Haki, while not aware of its own strength. Yamato also couldn't sense what was going on the dome, which meant if it was Kenbunshoku Haki, the lewd brat had a Kenbunshoku Haki stronger than Yamato. Having been with Sanji for a long time, it certainly reached the realm of hearing women's voices miles away. 3. Sanji's comeback. Speaking of Sanji, in this chapter, my brother also appeared. Sanji was helping Zoro. Zoro also awoke and went with Hotel. Although normally, the two of them are always fighting, but when they do, they always think about their teammates. In Thriller Bark, for example, not only was Zoro willing to die for others, but so was Sanji. He was about to replace Zoro, sacrificing himself in exchange for the safety of the crew. Hold on bastard, what if you die? Where's your dream gone, idiot? Hey, lump of meat, don't mind this crazy swordsman. If you want to kill anyone, just kill me. I know the Navy does not care about me now, but sooner or later the one who terrifies them most will be me, black-footed Sanji. Although he later changed his nickname to the middle-legged Sanji, which was mostly funny rather than frightening, Sanji was too cool at the time. Sanji knew that Zoro had always aspired to become the #1 swordsman in the world, so he was willing to die, giving his teammates a chance to achieve his dream. Perhaps seeing that Zoro is stronger, or more wanted, Sanji is not jealous but will be secretly happy, although he always looks the opposite on his face. Maybe Hotel is just jealous when he sees Z being with a pretty girl. What if the two of you go together? I believe that every enemy will be bored. Oddly enough, Sanji clearly wondered whether he was going to go to the red envelopes, or go to protect Momonosuke, but somehow he suddenly felt like going with Zoro. It turned out that my brother was still in a comedy, with both options going nowhere, just in time to run around with nothing. Law teleport. Zoro went with Sanji, meaning that Law had left somewhere. The chance of seeing Hawken again is very high. And Sanji at least achieved one goal, that is to meet the 9 Red Scabbards, and see them safe, although I think this phase is better than luck. They met on the street. At this time it is not clear how the 9 Hongbeo split up to act, but Kawamatsu and Izo form a group with Sanji. As for Kinemon and Denjiro continue to go in a different direction, there is a high possibility that these two will take responsibility to protect Momonosuke, while Kawamatsu and Izo assist Sanji, and Zoro perform another mission. 4. Ulti Avenge Page 1. the hottest area in the castle, because Kaido is temporarily absent, Big Mom will be the focus. At the end of chapter 1011, she punched page 1, in the presence of her sister Ulti. And not out of the anticipation of the majority, with her aggressive nature, Ulti chooses to suffer, as she rushes to find a way to attack Big Mom. Another vortex of hatred, when she wants to avenge her brother, despite her opponent being a 4-king. But somehow Ulti didn't hit Big Mom, she turned to aim at Otama. Had she seen Big Mom protecting her earlier, so Ulti got angry at cutting the chopping board, the way she could not hit Big Mom, then killed her beloved. Luckily, the dog Komakiyo was able to block Ulti's attack on Tama, but it immediately collapsed, and the little girl Otama also seemed to have been a bit too close. Seeing that, Big Mom got mad because Ulti dared to threaten her friend. The younger brother just showed his teeth to take a bite, but had eaten a punch and broke his neck. Then my son dared to attack Otama, this one was punched by Big Mom, for the concave head is difficult to avoid. However, Big Mom has not yet made his hand, others have made their hand first, she is not the only one who is angry here. Nami was the one who attacked Ulti before her older mother, she was also unable to stay calm, when Otama was attacked by Ulti. Saint Usopp advised that they should run better, it seems that he intended to hand Ulti over to Big Mom to handle, but staying here, but unfortunately she did a bit of proof, it was like a whole bunch of people. But Nami refused that suggestion, she said that she attacked a child, there was no way I could let it go, Nami would put an end to this and immediately. In a way, Nami is very similar to Big Mom, she is also an orphan raised by another mother. If Big Mom was abandoned, then raised by Caramel's mother, and the children of the sheep house. Nemo and Nojiko were cared for and raised by Belmir's mother from a young age, and the two sisters were not blood from the large intestine. And Belmir's mother also died protecting two adopted children, so Nami, like Big Mom, both had a mother's instinct. Therefore, despite being very cowardly, not much better than Usopp, she was also beaten by Ulti, but seeing Otama being attacked, Nami was mad and went out of hand before Big Mom. Nami, who wanted a bigger lightning attack, was now fighting Ulti again, and both Zeus and its creator were here, apparently Oda was buffing slightly. Assuming that in the state of good motherhood, Big Mom and Nami are sympathetic to each other, then she is also planning to eliminate Zeus, when there is Hira. So Big Mom gave Zeus to Nami, and at the same time broke the soul bond between her and Zeus, so Nami got the pet of the Emperor. Besides Zeus, there is also Hira here, if you like super giant lightning, it is enough to destroy Kaido's castle. This time Ulti seems to be more or less benign, because it poked into the fire ant nest, this house is in mourning today, so it must be quickly resolved. The final information, as you all know, it is Friday this week we will be reading chapter 1012. Or if spoiler comes out first, there will be a story next week, this week is still off as usual. However, I am quite sure that there will be stories this week, next week to break the cycle of 1 month to 3 chapters. That's a full spoiler for One Piece chapter 1012 spoiler, thanks for watching. And do not forget to give the likes, shares, +1 channel registration to support Top Shounen offline. Goodbye and see you again.